Welcome into Drew's Daily Diamonds for Wednesday, March 12th, 2025. I am Drew Martin, breaking down the slate of games. Let me know in the comments below where you agree, where you disagree. All is welcome. Your picks for today, for this week, is March Madness is upon us. Great time to be a sports bettor. I love the conference, the basketball schedule in general, where it's conference tournaments, and then we get the big daddy of them all, the NCAA tournament selection Sunday this week. So let's get into it. At the top here, for the hump day card, we get South Carolina and Arkansas. First game up that we're talking here, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. This is first round of the SEC tournament, Bridgestone Arena, Nashville, Tennessee. This game viewable on the SEC network. It's 139 being the total. The Arkansas Razorbacks minus 2.5 to as high as, well, it's minus 2.5 to minus 3.5 right now as I'm doing this in the overnight market. And Arkansas, a tough team for me to kind of figure out this season. John Calipari, a great coach overall, but they have been banged up at the guard position. From what I've read, they seem to be on the right side of the bubble here if the season were to end today. But if they lose this game to South Carolina, hey, maybe it doesn't work out that way. And now looking at the Gamecocks side, this is the last place team in the SEC here. I mean, South Carolina only had 2 wins in SEC conference play. They did, however, if you're looking for reasons to get on the Gamecocks, they did win 2 of their final 5 games, including over Arkansas 72-53. So almost a 20-point win. And that was in March 1st. Is a lot going to change here? Obviously, the location changes, but still, Colin Murray for South Carolina, he put up 35 points in that game. I happen to think things will change here. Now, this didn't make the client card by any means. I just think Arkansas is the more talented team, and they need to win this game. So we can get this number 2.5. It's mostly 3s as I'm doing the show here. But either way, guys, I think the Razorbacks get it done. Might be a tight one here, but I think they could win by 5-10 points. So we're going to Arkansas over South Carolina to tip us off early on Wednesday. We got next game up. I'm seeing differing start times. Of course, tournament time, it changes a lot going into the day, but I believe this game is at 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. We're talking the Big Ten tournament first round game, Gainbridge Fieldhouse, Indianapolis, Indiana. It's the USC Trojans and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Does look like USC minus 1.5, the short favorites, 154.5. being the total. The two teams come in pretty much identical records, 15-16 on the year, both 4 or 5 games under 500 in Big Ten conference play. The story here, guys, is this total. We get Rutgers. We've talked about them. We've made some money. If you've been watching the show on Rutgers, betting them to the over. Their point guard, Dylan Harper, their best player, great basketball player. Since he's been back in the lineup, they just score more. And sure enough, Rutgers, 5 straight overs. They scored 80-plus points 3 times in this streak. They gave up 100 points as well. It's not only what you can score, it's what you give up on the defensive side. They gave up triple digits against Purdue a couple games ago. So Rutgers is a team I'm looking to bet over, and I think the USC Trojans under Eric Musselman, kind of a frantic pace at times. They can go up and down the court, and sure enough, I think that's going to happen again here. They are playing fast offensive basketball, over in 2 straight for their last 5 to end the season. So both of these two teams in the Big Ten trending over heading into the tournament. I don't think a whole lot's going to change. I mean, in the first meeting between these two teams, it was 95-85, the final score. That game went over by 30 points. I don't know if it's going to go over by 30 points this time, but I think we get into the 160s and beyond. So we're going USC Trojans, Rutgers Scarlet Knights over the total of 154.5. Guys, we got one game left here heading to the night slate. First, a reminder, if you could smash that like button, if you could comment below, it helps out the algorithm, growing the show. We have been making money over the last 2 weeks, plus 3.8 units of profit, $100 better, betting every pick we're giving out for free is up $380. That's 17 and 12, 59% winners. Do note that does not include the Tuesday games because they're not over just yet as I'm recording this. But either way, guys, if you're interested in premium picks, check them out. Drew Martin Experts page, WagerTalk.com, 5% up. Highest rated play going on Wednesday. Actually, 3 client plays. One of them we're giving out on the show is we got 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific, the nightcap, the degenerate special. That's the game we're talking here. We're heading to the Big West Conference first round game, streamable on ESPN Plus, Lee's Family Forum, Henderson, Nevada. It is the 6th and the 7th seed in the first round of the Big West Conference. Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo versus UC Davis, 151.5 being the total. Cal Poly minus 2.5 point favorites to as high as minus 3.5 point favorites. Now, Cal Poly is a team we've talked about on the show, betting them to the over. However, we're not going that way this time, guys. Cal Poly, number one average possession time. They just get the ball, they shoot. They have won 3 straight down the stretch, but it was against kind of bottom feeder teams where they could control the pace in the Big West Conference. Now they're up against UC Davis, the 6th seed in the conference, so kind of middle of the pack here. But the Aggies played Cal Poly twice this season. And Cal Poly, number one team in the country, out of 360 however many college basketball teams, and going fast. They play a unique style. So I love when unique style teams play the same team in conference multiple times, because I don't think a whole lot changes in terms of how they defend it. And sure enough, UC Davis won both regular season meetings by double digits. And they turned Cal Poly over 53 times combined in those 2 games. I haven't seen a stat like that. One of the games, they turned them over 33 times. In the other one, they turned them over 20 times. That is a whole lot of turnovers. I think UC Davis has kind of figured out what Cal Poly is doing here. And I think the market has it off. I mean, they won the first 2 regular season games, both by double digits. Now they're catching points as high as 3.5 at FanDuel. I think it's wrong team favored. I mean, UC Davis, their best player, first team, all Big West Conference guard, Ty Johnson. He's averaging over 20 points. Yes, they have lost 5 straight down the stretch, talking about UC Davis. But when you research it a little bit more, 2 of those losses were to UC San Diego, which is the best team in the conference by a wide margin. The other one was against Cal Irvine, who's the second best team in the conference by a wide margin. And another one was at Hawaii. I don't want to penalize them too much for going out on the island and losing that game. So I think the market has this one off, guys. Late night special here. Last game on the card, always kind of a fun time slot. But we're going UC Davis, plus there is a 3.5 out there at FanDuel. It's widely available at 2.5. So it's UC Davis plus 3.5. We're taking the best number. In recap, we got USC Rutgers over 154.5. And we got the Arkansas Razorbacks tipping us off over South Carolina. So, guys, that's going to do it for the show. Smash that like button, comment below. We'll be back tomorrow. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.